Well, welcome back. As mentioned before the break, it is raining right now along I-75 in Forsyth. 4-1 Sky View is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. It's 81 degrees now and 84. The heat index, thanks to that rain coming down. Wind out of the south at 8 miles per hour. I was talking about that lightning bolt. There it is. So I guess it's technically in Monroe County, but just across the county border. A little bit of that rain in northern Bibb. You can see this storm, and it's neither of these ones that are in Monroe County. It's actually the one that's coming from Crawford and Upson. A lot of lightning on that, and it is tagged as a strong thunderstorm until 6:45 p.m. So could be some wind gusts over 40 miles per hour with this storm right now, or potentially some small hail. Most of us, though, not seeing any rain. We did, of course, see that there were a little bit of showers down in Wilcox County. Notice how most of these real fields are still in the upper 90s. Dublin and McRae and Milledgeville, the hot spots at 99. Notice a little cooler towards that border with Alabama. That's because that line of storms creeping towards the state line and headed this way. Well, of course, we'll see possibly those move through during the supper time hours if they do hold together. Rain totals in the last 12 hours. Now we do have an official total in Forsyth at 1/10 of an inch, but there are parts of Monroe County or Upson County that have gotten a 1/2 inch. Same in Butts County, and that's again just in the last 12 hours. You see numbers also, some accumulations in a couple of counties further south, Crisp and Wilcox to be exact. We did get below 70 last night, which I did not see coming, which I'll take that any mornings that we can get it during the summer months. I do still think we'll be in the low 70s tonight, but we top off at 91 this afternoon. Good evening to get outdoors. Sun starting to set a little bit. Keep in mind we are seeing a little bit more with the storms now, so be mindful if you are going to be, say, going for a round of mini golf or taking a dip in the pool. The sunscreen's still important, although less so than it was, say, an hour or two ago. I'd say now the UV index is probably closer to an 8 or a 9, which is still in the 20 to 25 minute mark or less before you would start to burn. So I'm going to low 71 again for tonight. Wind out of the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. Patchy fog possible. Largely expecting lower 70s again. Again, any nights where we have the low 60s now is simply, or lows in the 60s, I mean, is simply a welcome surprise. So here's the cold front I was talking about. You see it there off to the northwest. It'll be heading this way, heading into tomorrow, and will spur on a little more organized in nature storms for our Thursday afternoon and evening. There'll likely be a bit of a line as they come in. Now Friday might be a couple of isolated showers or a storm, but main thing about Friday is that it's the first official day of summer. It will be hot, and in fact, with the cold front here, you might think there might be a bit of a break from the heat into the weekend. That will not be the case. It actually gets hotter into the weekend and next week, where we could end up seeing by the middle of next week high temperatures that are around the heat indexes that we are seeing right now. There is a level 1 severe threat for tomorrow that includes most of the region. Thanks to that cold front coming in, the primary threats will be a couple of strong wind gusts or perhaps some small hail. I can't rule out a brief tornado, but the odds of it are like less than 1%. It's just, there's really not going to be much in the way of wind shear to aid in that process. So heading into tonight, some scatter clouds will break up after midnight, leaving things mostly clear ahead of the start of tomorrow, save for a little bit of fog possible. As for our Thursday, it is going to be a good amount of sun early before clouds fill in around lunchtime, and then there you go, those storms. Again, it will get hot before storms get in, but once the rain arrives, I wouldn't anticipate the real fields will still be in the upper 90s. But again, the front edge of those storms is where that severe threat will end up being. As for Friday, thinking a partly sunny day with a couple of isolated storm chances, and it'll be hot. I'll have your extended forecast coming up in 10 seconds. Your 4-1 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is presented by Volume Chevrolet, so 50% for now tomorrow, but that number could rise. Fridays could rise as well, but I wouldn't expect it to increase much. But summer begins Friday, and after that, as mentioned, it gets hotter into the weekend. The cold front does not drop our temperatures. It's not going to drop humidity. In fact, as I mentioned, we could see real highs where our heat indexes are right now by the middle of next week.